Gotta do that, and we're live.
Okay, welcome to the Southern 500 for season 8 of the Fate to Cup series in race number 13.
GX fan, get the
Um,
link.
only
What am I
12.
doing?
Was this race 12 or actually I think this is race 12. I can't even count
Something
anymore.
like that.
Uh, let's see. Talladega was no Indy was race 10. Talladega was race 11. So
Mhm.
yeah, that was race 12. So yeah, race 12 and 4 races left in the chase. Or 4 races left until the chase, and there's a lot of guys pointing themselves to get into the chase when it comes that time to the cutoff race. But here we are for Darlington, and we've seen a lot of good throwbacks that have been teased this season. Let's go through them. So obviously, right here we have the 90 of Matthew Hill and his body armor Ford, throwing back to Bill Elliott when he drove the Thunderbird in those days. Then just behind him right here is the 75 of Moth, throwing back to Greg Van Alst's late model. And right here is the 13 of Patrick Starr. I'm not really sure who this is throwing back to. I think it might be
Eric
Eric
McClure.
McClure.
Eric McClure. You can tell.
And then here's Patrick Miller. Also not very sure about that.
If I can see the
Johnny
side, I
Benson.
might be able to know.
Right here.
That might be Steve Hart.
It's Johnny Benson.
Uh,
And
was that a Jeff
24.
Gordon throwback, Pete?
No, this is actually Kevin
No,
Harvick's good range
no,
car.
not that one. Behind it, somewhere.
Oh,
I thought I
no, this
saw one.
is
No, not that one.
dog. Let me go through the throwbacks. Wait up.
Sorry,
So
I got
yeah, right
excited.
here is the 24 of Josh running the Kevin Harvick good range car that he ran in the early 2000s. Then just behind him right here is the 33 of Loading running the scheme that Adam Petty ran in I think 2000. And then right behind him is Legends in the 5 and the Denny Hamlin FedEx car that was being used in the late 2000s. Then right behind him is the 44 Hector Daniel. I think this might be another. I think this. I don't even know what this is, honestly.
The Dave Blaney throw.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah,
remember all of JBR was gonna run Dave Blaney throwbacks.
Dave Blaney.
and so just
So
behind
much
them
love for
is
Dave Blaney.
the 4 Billy Parker running kind of throwing it back to his third birthday and what was on his third birthday cake. And actually his birthday is today, so let's see if birthday boy can get it done here in Darlington. What a win that would be. And just ahead of them, you see the 23 of Arthur running his BWT car that he ran in the Fantasy Cup Series um, in its early seasons, as now he is a seasoned veteran. And then right here is Craig Popcris running a base to Dale Jarrett, but without any sponsors on it. Then right here is the Fire Energy Toyota of Kenyon throwing back to Tony Stewart's Office Depot Chevrolet in the
And that one's
early
beautiful.
2010s. And then there's Mark you see running the Jeff Gordon Pepsi Star Wars car throwback um, that he ran in the early 2000s as well. Then right here, the Bobby Allison Coca-Cola machine right in the 25 is Thunder. He won this race last season. Can he do it again? We'll find out in 184 laps. Then right here is the Interstate Batteries throwback for Landon in the 63 that Bobby Labonte ran from also in the early 2000s. Then here's Quad Kid Boy throwing it back to his championship win. Actually, it's mine by the way, but yeah. So yeah, he's ran that scheme in the Clash, the championship race last season, and also will be running it today. If I'm not mistaken, this is another Dave Blaney throwback that Zevel is running. And Devotion Nutrition forward right here.
Hmm.
Pretty good looking car. Then right here, I think this might be my favorite one out of every single one. Jessica running the another Dave Blaney throwback, but look at the grill on that and the headlights on that machine, just colored in green, and just you see the shark teeth on the grill right there. That's just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, some teams went all out on this.
Definitely. Then nickname I think is throwing it back to Carl Edwards when
Most
he
definitely
drove
Carl
for
Edwards.
Roush.
It's like 2013 Carl Edwards, maybe 2012.
Then Burn It Down is in the second Coca-Cola car for this race, throwing it back to
Dale
Dale
Senior, I
Jr.
think.
No,
The
this is
black
Dale
one.
Jr.
Oh. Oh yeah, that was the one. My bad.
And in 1998, Dale Jr. ran this car in the Cup Series exhibition race at Japan. And here we have Nikki in the in throwing it back to Kyle Petty's Mellow Yellow machine. And right here is Pender McCarroll throwing it back to Ryan Newman, I believe.
No,
I
that's Rusty.
Oh
I
no,
think.
not Rusty Wallace.
No, that's Newman. That's Newman.
Yeah.
Oh, Mayfield.
no, it's Mayfield. Yeah, it's Mayfield.
Jerry
Yeah,
Mayfield.
Burns said Mayfield.
Yeah, this is actually Jerry Mayfield's Mobile 1 machine that he ran in the early 2000s. Pendray is throwing back to that with the Arby's Ford. Then Max Molina, you can
I
easily
love that
tell,
one.
throwing it back to
Hey, where's my?
Matt Kenseth's Crown Royale car.
I love that one.
And Connor throwing it back
I've
to
been skipped.
his season 4 car. Then Deuce Castroneves throwing it back to not sure what this livery is. No, I've seen it before
Ayrton
though.
Senna.
Oh yeah, it is Ayrton Senna.
There's one that you didn't get though. It was
Biz running the Jeff Gordon throwback in the Boeing Toyota, and Red in the Wrangler Ford, throwing it back to Dale Earnhardt. Brandon Beal also throwing back to Dave Blaney, and Quadruped in the Hot Wheels Toyota. And
that's
the
all but
56,
one. So there we.
You can go ahead on this
What?
one, Jason.
Oh, my fault. Anyway, Eric's been throwing back to Derek Cope's 1990 Daytona 500 win. Oh, okay. Daytona 500 winning car. As that car didn't really have much success outside of that, except for one more win at Dover. But looking to get that scheme another win. So.
All right. Well, let's accelerate the time a little bit and go through your starting lineup for the Southern 500. On the front row, oh, actually, Trixman, you want to do the honors?
Throwback race. I guess we could do a throwback to a couple weeks ago in Knoxville. All right. Wait. Okay. Front row, row number 1, the 75 of Moth and the Greg Van Alst late model throwback, and the 97 of Sean in a throwback to his Atlanta win this season.
He did not win.
Yeah.
Atlanta.
Or whatever race he won this season. My fault. Then row number 2 is the 91 of Craig Popkers and the 68 of Zach Armstrong. Craig Popkers running the Dale Jarrett 1993, something like that throwback. Burn It Down in the number 55, throwing it back to Dale Jr. in the 1990 something Suzuka exhibition, and the 8 of Outlaw in throwing back to Earl Ross, the last Canadian to win in the real life NASCAR Cup Series to date. Then it is the 4 of BP, the birthday boy, and the 32 of Lynn, throwing it back to Harry Gant.
From here, you
And
don't
then
have
Jeremy Mayfield. Oh, my fault. And then Pendray McHarold and Quadruped. Then it is Red, and then Connor in his last throwback race looking to go out with a bang. Then the 17 of Max Molina and the 54 of Fanatic. And then the 56 of me, as mentioned, and the 21 of Slinky. And then the 93 of Aiden Walker and the 22 of Patrick Miller. And behind them is the 81 of Pavo and the 2 of Commander Brick. And then the 19 of Ebenezer Splooge and the 15 of Kenyon. 77 of Jessica and the 12 of I'm Bored follow that row. And then the 23 of Arthur and the 18 of Biz. Then the 88 of Gaming Freak and the 74 of Zevel. Josh in the 24 and defending champion Quad in the 78. Followed by Mark in the 3 and Thunder in the 25. And the 28 of Nickname and the 27 of Deuce Castro Neves. Then is the 33 of Loading and the 63 of Landon. And the 47 of Brandon Beal and the 87 of Nikki. And the 13 of Patrick Starr and the 5 of Legends, last week's winner towards the back. Rounding it out will be the 44 of Hector Daniel and the 90 of Matthew Hill.
All right, Southern 500, ready to get things underway. Obviously, it's a Almost Rebels Racing front row lockout here in Darlington. Let's go over how many with the race analysis today. It's about pretty decent pretty decently hot temperature here in Darlington, 84 degrees. It's gonna be the track's gonna be pretty slick for these drivers, so you're gonna see a lot of drivers pushing their cars to the limit and even hitting the wall at some point. So and that's why this track is really, that's why they call it the Darlington Stripe, because you're always gonna hit the wall at some point in this race. It is a very tricky track to navigate.
Navigate, that's the fancy word of the day.
Here we are for 184 laps. This is one of the longest races that we have this season, aside from the Fanta 600. Let's see how many laps he can get in this race. It's gonna go for a pretty long run. I think tires are gonna be eaten up here. As here we go. Pace car rounds turns 3 and 4, and will hit pit road with a hard, sharp left turn. Here we go for the 8th annual Southern 500 here in the Fanta Cup Series. We have a pretty great race on our hands right here. It'll be Moff and Sean leading us to the green flag. And we're racing in Darlington. Even start between the top two. Moffitt manages to clear Sean on the inside. As we've seen all weekend, that outside is does not have the grip in turns 1 and 2. It might have something that works in turns 3 and 4. As you see burnt down the inside of Sean. Sean gets a pretty good run and will clear the 55 as Craig Coppers goes to second and Moff leads lap 1. Further back, Bailey Parker looking to get to the inside of Burn It Down. Burn It Down looking for a crossover on the 97 of Sean Ard there. As it looks like the field got
Chevrolet.
Sorry.
Play 1, 2, 3 as they head into turn number 3 and 4. Burn trying to put a stop to that as BP drives behind there, rounding up the top 5.
Yeah, mostly single file in the front, which is really something we expect, but also they will end up going side by side, and we've noticed the outside is better in 3 and 4. But Moff the wall.
I think
Moff smacked the ball off turn 2.
I think that might have been because the 91 just really made a late move on the exit of the corner. Moff wasn't expecting it, got loose, and that's the first driver to hit the wall, and it was the leader. So really, that just proves how easy this track can catch any driver out, no matter where they're running.
Definitely. See, the inside in turn 1 is just so dominant that you really just do not want to be on that outside in turns 1 and 2.
He almost got into it again. But yeah, we've really noticed, especially in the truck race, the outside lane is better for 3 and 4 on the exits, but then the second you get into turn 1, you want to be on the inside.
Moff trying to regroup. Now he has to deal with True Expand. Looks like he's going to clear the 56 down to turn 1, but obviously not the start the 75 was hoping for, and he's not clear yet as there's a battle for the lead.
Yeah, and I think what happened with Truex fan and
Oh, Moff
Moff
into the
right
wall
there.
again.
Oh,
Moff
burn.
hard to the wall once again.
Oh, Moff into it. I
And
think Zach
and the
also
right
got
side of
into
that
it.
car is really damaged now, as there's been a change in the lead. Sean Ard is taking the lead away from Craig Popgris, who falls back into third. Bailey Parker is into second.
And with what I was saying about Moff and Truex fan right there, it seems like Truex fan was just trying to give him a little bit of a break for the moment, but really just didn't want to give him any more breaks going into turn 1.
For sure, and a lot of drivers very aggressive in this field, and obviously it can be a very hard track to make passes. So you're gonna see, looks like Craig Popgris being very aggressive with moves into turn 2. Billy Harker is into the wall.
Oh,
Second driver
He's
is into the wall.
smacking the wall.
so many drivers have gotten pretty hard into the wall.
And really, I think
Really,
both Moff and BP were really put into the wall by the 91 because of how late he's making moves on these guys.
it seems to be working for him though. I mean, he's gotten up to second.
Yeah, but I don't really think the drivers are going to be too happy. Oh, we have a problem. Connor's blowing up in the apron.
Oh, I think that's Byrne. No, that's not.
it's
That's
Connor.
Nikki. No, Connor?
I believe that's the 65.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
it
Connor.
is the 65. 65 is blowing up on the apron. If he comes to a stop, it'll be a yellow flag.
And that basically just shows how much luck he's had throughout the season.
If not bad luck, then none at all.
He's had so much bad luck within these past 2 seasons. It's amazing to see that,
Oh.
I mean, he's still competing in lower series. There goes the 91 to the lead.
Yep, 91 takes the lead back away from the 97 of Sean Ard. As Connor will make pit road in his final start at Darlington, he will come up short of finishing, and only on lap 10 he is out of the race.
And that's gotta suck. I mean, the feeling of that
really
is
sucks to
just
see
not fun.
Sean
It really sucks to see that ski.
Sean Ard has fallen back a lot on the top few cars as he's been stuck on the outside, now fighting the 11 of red down to turn 1.
And Sean
They
has
go
had
clear the
no
ele-
contact with the wall. Just no way for him to get a good run now that he's gotten past.
Oh, he's getting very close to the wall. He kept it out of the wall there, but yeah. Very
Yeah,
close.
that is way too close for comfort, but he has kept it off.
These drivers pushing their cars to the limit here. It's still very early in this race, so these guys, I'd say, have to be careful. And Moff, the pole sitter in this race, has fallen all the way back to 25th. And I think really that damage is really what the root cause of that slow pace is. He's all the way down to 30th.
He might have a pretty long stop on this next one because he's going to have to get all of that repaired.
And still falling back as now he gets cleared by Deuce Castanevis. So yeah, it's going to be a very long day for the 75. Looks like the 92 waiting to make this move on the 91. Doesn't make a late move like the 91 did.
I mean, you can definitely tell Pendre does not want to be right behind him for very long.
And
probably thinking about what move he wants to make.
And obviously, like we saw in the truck race, he's driving out his mirror as well, because look who's right behind him, his teammate Max Molina. I'm pretty sure Max is just going to let Pendre fight this one out, but if he doesn't, then I think Max is going to take advantage and try and get the position.
Yeah, you really have to take advantage of other drivers not being aggressive enough.
And Pendre, we really know him as one of the least aggressive drivers and really one of the most humble and calm drivers in the field. But I think he's going to go for it this time around. He peaks low. He's going to not get there for right now.
Not quite. He almost got there. Got to be a little bit closer to the rear bumper when you make that move.
And the top 5 are so close together. It's Craig Popkris, McHarrold, Molina, Outlaw, and Byrne.
I mean, you just got to be close enough to where the air can just move your car or move the car in front just enough to where you can get your nose in.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't say you want to make that move too late, though, because like we've seen, obviously, with the 91, just making those moves mid-corner, that's put two drivers that were looking to be really fast into the wall, and now their cars are damaged, and really way off than they would have been. See, Bailey
Yeah,
Parker,
and
13.
it looks like Moff is not gonna be a happy camper with Craig Popkris.
Yeah, obviously Craig Popkris has had a lot of controversy surrounding him this season,
The
and I
bright
feel like
side for him is that he's a rookie, so he's gonna learn, but it's just a
definitely.
case of how quick will he learn.
Yeah, and obviously, um, even with his standings, I think that this rookie season is going to be one to forget for him.
Really single filed out here in the front.
Well, now I think this is where this is where the tire drop off starts, and yes, now the drivers have lost second and a half on their tires on lap 18.
It'll be interesting to see how much tires can affect a single car. I mean,
It'll
will you
also
see older tires be better for one driver or newer tires be better for everyone?
Yeah, it'll be a very interesting factor to see who has the best long run speed and who has the best car in the long runs.
Surprised Molina hasn't made a move yet.
I don't think he's been close enough, but they keep a pretty steady gap towards each other. I think Pendray has a faster car, but he just can't find a way to get around this 91. See, he gains a lot of time on the in the middle of the corner there. Gains some time on the exit, but I don't think he's close enough to make that move. Molina's going for it.
There he is. I don't think it's going to work in 3 and 4.
Yeah, Molina just got a little impatient there. Now side by side with his teammate, going for second here.
He's going to have to stay right up next to Pendray all the way into 1 and 2.
Right against the corner panel, but Pendray is going to get back in front. Outlaw being compromised on the outside.
Unfortunate for Outlaw, but the second one car makes a move, that affects so many cars many rows back.
Definitely. So Pendray wins that fight, keeps second. Molina stays in third. Now Byrne is in fourth, and Truexpan has entered the top 5 for the first time today.
But you really got to say Texas Motorsports is having a good time seeing their cars 2-3 right now in the standings.
Looks like Lynn is 2 laps down. That might be for pitting for damage from the wall.
A few cars have gotten damage from the wall.
Yep, but I think the 32 was the only one to come down a pit road because of that damage.
I mean, that's just Darlington stripes. Sometimes it can make your car terrible, but you can just say that it's going to be good enough to the next stop where you have to pit right then and there.
Definitely. I think that's the 32 just had to pit right then and there. As look at the 92, he is right on the back bumper of the 91 once again.
I think he has a faster car than Craig Popcrest.
Oh, looks like he gave him
It's
a
a
little
fact
love
of when
tap.
does he make the move.
Looks like he gave him a little love tap into turn 3 there.
I think he's got to be right on his bumper going into 1 and 2. That's the only way to make the move.
Yep. Just not close enough.
I mean, I think Pendray is running a little bit of a better line in 1 and 2, and that's how he's getting way closer up to 3 and 4. It's just trying to go to the inside on 3 and 4. I don't think it's gonna work.
He's giving him a few love taps into the corners though. And now Byrne has a lot of pressure from Truexpan here.
And
There's
right
also Red
behind
in the top
Truex fan,
left.
you have Red.
Yeah, Red hasn't had the season that he'd been liking to have. Obviously, must be sophomore slump, but right now running pretty good inside the top 10. Oh, battle for the lead right here. Pedre finally makes the move on Craig Popkris. They're
Don't
going to be
think it's
side
the
by
right spot
side.
for that unless his teammate is willing to push him.
No,
And
I
he's
think the
not.
91,
Or
the
maybe he
91
might.
did get a good exit. I think the 92 is going to take the lead here.
Yeah,
And
Pendray's
yes,
going to
going
have
into
it.
turn 1, Pendre takes the lead.
And Red gets around Truex fan. Truex fan gets slipped around the top.
Yep, and now Red gets by Craig Popkris. Popkris will fall to 5th, and that's how quickly things can change.
And I'm telling you, it really affects cars many rows back. And as you see Texas Motorsports running 1-2, this is definitely a really good showing for that team.
And obviously, it's a very long race left ahead of us. So this is only a taste of what we're gonna see in the next 100 something laps. Now Popkris' car is faded away. Molina now trying to catch his teammate, but Pendre has got a really fast machine right there. Like I said, that it's really cool to see how good of long run speed that these cars can have. Like cars can have better long run speed than others. Taking a look further back through the field here. Looks like not many battles. It's been a pretty calm, clean race other than guys hitting the wall. I feel like the field is pretty separated by the 65 blowing up in front of some other cars. We're on lap 29 out of 184 now. Molina trailing by about 3/10. And I think Red is actually catching both of them.
This is one driver nobody thought would really be under anybody's radar going into this race. I mean, he's not had the best of seasons, and here he is in third with a Ford top 3, so definitely a really good showing for him.
Definitely. Red really needs a good day today to try and point himself towards making the chase. As you see, this is the battle for 6th
Pavo
right
making
here.
a move.
Pavo versus 2 rookies right here. Pavo versus Ebenezer. Pavo will complete the pass. And now Ebenezer is trying to defend from his boss Truexpan, and he will keep the position.
And that was a really rare pass made in 3 and 4. I mean, he was way better throughout the corner.
Now Shawnard has to get stuck in the top. Gets passed by Outlaw and Natum Walker, but will fall back in line.
Got a whole race ahead of him. He's going to be okay.
Yep. Still a long race left. As tire fall off has really gotten to a big amount, as drivers have lost about 3 seconds on their fastest
4
lap
seconds.
times. No, it's
More
3.
4 seconds.
7, 8, 9. Oh yeah, almost 4 seconds. Yeah, I have to expect these guys to pit in the next 5 laps. Within the next 5 laps.
I mean, I think it'd probably be the. I mean, we've seen earlier
Molina
pit
pits.
stops. There it is. Molina's probably going to get a good lead from this if Molina gets good stop. I mean, we saw Connor in the truck race just catapult to the lead with an earlier pit stop.
Definitely. I think short pitting is the way to go here at Darlington. But in the long run, guys can have fresher tires than others, and really that can make a big difference maker as Ebenezer gets passed by Truexpan there.
Yeah,
And
if
now
we
under
remember
fire
the
from
truck
Outlaw.
race, Ginger pitted a little bit later than Connor, and he was chasing him down.
Hendrick comes in. So does Pavo. Ebenezer stays out.
I don't think that's a good move by Ebenezer.
Well, really, I don't think that's his fault. He was on the outside of the 8 and really had
Yeah,
no option to
he was
pit.
stuck. With being on the outside, you really got to be careful with entering pit road because I mean it's just a big risk. You can easily just slam that pit road wall, and you don't want to do that. And Molina's going to win the race off pit road.
Yep. Molina gets ahead of Craig Popkris. Red had a little bit of a slow stop. Gets behind Arthur there. As these are the last cars that have stayed out. And now Castroneves with a pretty banged up race car comes in along with Matthew Hill. And Lynn still has yet to pit. Moff comes in. He'll also, if the team decides to repair that car, then he'll fall back a ton as Max Molina takes the lead.
I would have to believe that Lynn is going to be on a different cycle because she pitted to fix damage earlier.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be good for these leaders, I'll tell
2
you.
laps down, so it's going to be fine. Not losing 2 laps. Just gaining 2. Well, actually, no, it'll be fine.
The problem is that the leaders are going to be very fast when they come up to Lynn, so it's only a matter of how they're going to navigate her. As Molina is coming up to, Molina leads now, ahead of Craig Pockrass and the 23 of Arthur there. 24 of Josh is now a lap down. Looks like some guys actually got lapped during that pit cycle. Oh, Arthur making a late move on Craig Pockrass. He's into the fence.
Oh,
Pockrass into the fence.
what a save.
But I think he really got a taste of his own medicine right there when Arthur made that move on him. As Deuce Castroneves comes out of pit road, he will also be lapped. I believe that was because he was fixing damage. Molina catching Lynn on a high rate of speed. Oh, he's into the wall!
Oh, no, that's not what you want to see from the leader.
Well, it looks like a way lighter tap than some of these other guys had.
Yeah, that's where
Oh, and now he's stuck
Molina's
behind a
very
lap car.
lucky.
Here come the rest of the top 3. Here comes Arthur taking advantage of the lap car. Molina block.
No, oh my God, that was a late move, but it's gonna work out.
Yeah, Molina will keep the lead with that block, as Lynn is still on track with a very slow machine. Josh will go by.
I mean, everybody's gonna find their way around. It's just the problem is how slow that 32 is.
Yeah. Yeah, 32 going 2 laps down there. Now
Pendray trying to make a move on Red.
Red's gonna have to lift. He barely keeps out of the wall.
I mean, we're seeing. Oh wait, Popcris passed the 17.
Oh yeah, yeah. Pockrass passed Molina. So Molina
23.
really,
Molina fell back to 3rd.
and looks like he has damage as well. That might be from hitting the wall than the first time.
That's unlucky, but
A lot of these guys getting their Darlington stripes.
fast car.
Evans almost puts Arthur in the wall, trying to unlap himself. As here comes Craig Pockrass trying to take advantage.
Popcris almost got turned. Got a little love tap from Molina.
Now they run 2nd and 3rd. Josh right here trying to unlap himself. I think he's a faster lap machine as well.
Got a few lap machines that are a bit faster. Just not really showing it. I mean, Josh is one of those guys. I think Slinky's one of those guys. No, yeah, maybe.
Slinky, I'm not sure. No, I saw Slinky. Slinky's actually running 20th.
20th. Pretty good run for him. I mean, considering how his season's been.
Yeah,
in his number 21 Jarrett Favre throwback.
That game must be bringing him some good luck today.
Yeah, with the Green Bay Packers on it.
Now Josh approaching Max Molina. Oh, yellow flag! Caution's out. Oh, big wreck into turn 2.
Oh my God!
Huge
wreck.
I
saw the 4, the 90, the I don't know.
Cars involved. I think that was the 4 involved as well.
Yeah, the 4 was in it. The 4, the 90.
Oh, it was the 4. Oh, that is heartbreaking.
Oh, and it was the lapper right there.
Birthday boy Bailey Parker is destroyed, and with the lapper of Lynn, I think you can only tell what happened here. Let's look on the replay. Oh, yep. Looks like... Oh, the 32 might have had contact with Brandon Beal here. You remember the 32 was going very slow in front of these leaders, and she just came down on the 47 right there and started that whole mess. 47 goes by, and oh
Oh
wow,
my
water
god.
pit hit the
Hill had
32
a
with
hard
a
hit
lot
into
of
the outside
force,
wall. And
then
then got
more
hit
cars come
again.
in. More cars come in, sliding in, just nowhere to go. Kenyon, you see destroyed right there. Wow, just nowhere to go for anybody. And really, if you're a lap car, you shouldn't be racing leaders like that. You shouldn't. I'm not sure what the 32 was thinking there. She just took out lots of good cars. I mean, running 40th, you can't. And just coming down the 47 right here, I don't think she even knew that he was there.
I mean, we gotta see that hit that the 90 took. I mean, that was big.
And
Right into the outside wall.
that was after the 32 had slid down the racetrack. The 45 also took a hard hit, hitting both the front and the rear. Look at
Oh,
that. All four tires up
nothing those
exhaust.
guys could do.
You see the
I mean,
32 sliding down the racetrack.
they're
Bam!
committed to the bottom. They can't go up the track and just look at the hit.
See Patrick
Oh
Miller
my
gets involved.
god.
And yeah, huge hits for all those drivers involved. And then Hector Daniel actually clips Lynn once again and slides into
And
the wreck.
this
And
is a
Kenyon riding the
concrete
wall, just
barrier right here.
nowhere to go. See Landon also involved. Bailey Parker, oh, that's a hard hit. All these guys took really, really hard hits. I think Landon's going to be able to keep going, but as for the rest of these drivers, their days have come short. So I'm board with the 90 here. J32 just sliding right there. I don't think he expects her to come down and just, oh gosh. Wow. Running aboard with Quadruped next. Oh, wow.
My god, that was a hard hit. I mean, both he and Hill had nowhere to go. Bailey Parker had a hard hit.
Running aboard with Kenyon. Oh. Looks like he was going to have the wreck missed, but then the 44 just came sliding up the racetrack, just absolutely nowhere to go.
And that's definitely something that'll be reviewed by the Fanta officials.
And lastly, riding aboard with Bailey Parker.
Fortunate the birthday boy had to be involved, but
Oh, he had to slow down, but just
couldn't see through the smoke. Didn't know he was there.
Just couldn't get slowed down in time. And I think he actually tries to reverse, but he's stuck on the apron. So that brings out
Nothing.
first caution of the day on lap 43.
With some radio communication, Hill was breathing really heavy over the radio, saying he needed to catch his breath. He got out under his own power, but he's okay.
Multiple cars destroyed in this accident, and Josh, I think, Josh is a lap down, so, but he's the first car 1 lap down, so Josh will get the free pass. And I think he really needed that after getting some damage and going a lap down there. He stays out along with Zach. Actually, if the 24, the 68, and the 75 pit under this caution, I think that race off of pit road will really determine who gets the wave around here. As let's see who wins the race off pit road for all the leaders. And if all the leaders stay out, then they will all get wave rounds. Or if the lap cars stay out, then they'll get wave rounds. And winning the race off pit road will be Arthur in the 23, ahead of Pendry McHarrold right there. And all the lappers pit as New retirements from the race are the 45, the 4, the 90, the 44, the 15, and the 32. The 18 is still being scored at 1 lap down. However,
And
he
there's
did have the engine cut on his car when he was limping it back to pit road, so I think he's going to be out of the race here. Actually, no, he's getting service. Oh, never mind. Now he's out of the race.
and there is a bunch of drivers that are not happy with the 32.
Yeah, really, I don't know why she was out there. Where she was really left out there. That might be, well, we've
I
seen
mean,
stuff
we
like that
have
before, but
a lot of radio communications that are just drivers that are absolutely livid on the radio.
and understandably so. And Josh will get the race off pit road for the lappers, so he will have the wave around.
Good to see for him. Now that he doesn't have to battle to get back on the lead lap, he's just
Now
going to
the
have to battle to get through the field.
now the only machines a lap down are Zach and pole sitter Moff.
What is he doing with Zach?
Sure, don't worry about it. And the 24 will get the wave around here. And so he will get his lap back. So now, first caution of the day, first restart of the day. What do you expect to see here?
Honestly, I think the outside lane might get a better jump, so I think Pendray might be able to take the lead, but the inside lane is going to have a big run in turn 1.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've seen the outside get better jumps than the inside has. So really, I think it's only a matter of who gets the better start and really how long they can retain the lead.
It's really just going to be a fight to turn 1. Who wants to be on the inside more? I think if Pendray can clear the 23, then he's definitely going to have the advantage.
As we will go green this time by. Josh will go around the lap machines and sit in 31st place. Only cars 1 lap down now are the 68 and the 75, and they will battle it out for the free pass position. They just need a caution. Now going double file. Don't mind them going slow for a little bit. They'll double up and get back up to speed
Yeah.
in a second.
They'll fix it. You just
Yeah.
gotta make sure the order's correct.
And 92 will line up beside the 23 here.
It'll be interesting to see if the outside lane gets a jump. I mean, in the Truck Series, there was some where it was pretty equal, and then some where where the outside was just way better.
And here they come to the restart zone. Arthur on the inside, Pendray on the outside. Green flag, and like you said, Matthew, the outside gets a way better jump. Pendray is now up front. He is clear
Does
the
he shut the
23 in
door?
turn 1.
He will. He shuts the door on him.
Pendray now has the lead. Red putting some pressure on Arthur for second here. You see Zevel inside the top 5, gets clear of Patrick Starr for 4th.
And Zevel's gonna have a way better corner.
And now Truex fan powers around the outside of Ebenezer to take 6th. As loading now, looking to the inside of Ebenezer, he will get there and easily pass the 19. As over the racetrack, a lot of drivers into the wall right there. The
And
19, the 77 were 2 of them.
that could have ended way worse than it did.
Oh, yeah. When a group of cars go into the wall at Darlington, that doesn't really end well in most cases.
Normally ends in chaos, as Pendre was like shuffled out.
Yeah, and now Zevel took third from him.
Pendre
Oh, and he's
in
to
the
the
wall.
fence.
I knew that was going to happen. He got pretty high on the corner, as they are
Wow.
side by side throughout the pack. I
Oh,
don't think that's
Crockett boy's
bad.
a
Well,
problem. Oh,
oh
look out.
boy,
He keeps it
keeps it
straight, but
straight.
wow, that was a good save from him.
Now, if you look at
That's-
Gaming Freak right there in the 88, that's his normal paint scheme, but it's basically a throwback.
yeah, definitely.
Getting creative here. Oh,
28's in the wall.
the wall.
The 11 battling the 74 for second. Now Zevel, his car has come alive on the short run. Can he catch the 23, his own driver?
He might. It's just going to be a long fight.
They going out of the backstretch once again. Arthur still leading by about half a second.
I think Zevel is perfectly fine with his current top two. Don't think he'd want to change anything.
And here comes Patrick Starr on Zevel. Zevel taps the wall.
In the wall. That's not what he wanted.
Patrick Starr making a late move right there, as we've seen a lot of drivers do.
Molina's going to clear.
Zevel, I think, might get ahead of the 8 here and catch a break. And he does. As Arthur still leads, having a really good car in the short run, but Patrick Starr is catching up.
Yeah, I think Patrick Starr has a really good car right now. It's definitely looking like it's handling well.
Definitely.
Just what he needs. It's going to be a long fight to the end.
Loading right on the back bumper. Truex fan. We haven't seen Loading inside the top 5 all day. I think really a lot of these guys have benefited off of strategy and also track position to get themselves to where they are. Like Patrick Starr, Loading, even Zevel, and Legends we see in the top 5, in the top 10 now, after being way in the back early on.
I think we have a good battle brewing here.
Yep, 13 is really catching up to the 23 here.
And then we have Truex fan who's finding his way back up.
Oh, will Patrick Starr make a late move on Arthur? Yes, he is.
He will.
He does.
That's going to put Arthur into the wall, maybe.
Can he keep it out of the wall? He does. But he's going to lose lots of positions by lifting there. Truex fan goes by. Loading might go by as well.
It's better to lift than to put your car in the wall, so he definitely made a smart move.
Definitely. Zevel's stuck on the outside. Molina put him up there. Red goes by. And the 5 goes by the 8.
By the way, Thunder, halfway is 92.
What? Oh.
Halfway is 92.
Halfway is 92. Okay. Now Patrick Starr leads. At a Truex fan, the Toyotas have been pretty dominant here today. But they've been very aggressive with racing here. Truex fan right on the back bumper of Patrick Starr.
I think it's just win. And that's really been the case all day. It's just like, you know, they're going to make the move soon. It's just, when are they going to make the move?
And really, I think the racing is most aggressive on the short runs, but as we go into the long runs, they calm down and just try and find a handling of their car.
Yeah, then they just start taking advantage of mistakes by that point. But in the beginning, you have to force those mistakes.
The top four all up close to each other. Arthur gave a little love tap to Loading into turn 3. Truexpan still sitting behind the 13 here. 13 gets a better exit off of turn 2.
Truex fan is looking out of his windshield, and he knows that the lead is right there. So you know he's going to get aggressive next time he gets to his rear bumper.
But now Truexpan has to pay attention to the 33 here. Looks like
Don't
he's
think
going
the
to stay
car might be
behind.
handling. I don't think his car is handling correctly. I mean, it's good enough for second, but I don't think he has first place speed unless he can maybe get an adjustment on the next stop for a longer run. Looks like Patrick Starr is starting to pull away.
And now the 33 putting some pressure to the 56 here. Loading looking low. Still can't find room to make a pass there. Go through the field and look at some of these throwbacks. Well, oh, looks like Loading gave a little shove to Truexpan into the corner there.
Yeah, that just happens a little bit.
But yeah,
They'll be fine.
honestly, Truexpan has not had the season he would be hoping for after winning the Clash. Hasn't really been up front. We haven't really seen him up front in the early stages of the season. But was suspended after Indianapolis for taking out a lot of the field in a huge pileup on the front stretch. And he was back after Talladega. Oh, Loading, peaking low once again. Still cannot make the move. You have to be very, very close to the back bumper of another driver to make a pass, and that's pretty evident right here. But I think Loading might be close enough. Here he goes.
He's going to make the move. Will it work?
Diving to the inside, Loading goes for second.
Trying to get that Adam Petty throwback. Trying to give it some glory. I think he's going to get him in one and two.
And I think he will. Yes, Loading's into second. Now Truexpan's stuck on the outside. It's going to allow multiple cars to go by. Arthur, Red, and Legend too.
And Legend started in the second to last row, I believe. So he's really got a good comeback coming.
Now Max Molina going for the 56 now.
As we continue going through the field.
Yeah, now the 33 is into second, 23 is third, 11 is fourth, the 5 is now fifth, entering the top 5.
Nickname, oh my god. Everybody's getting around Truexpan. His car is not handling the way he needs it.
And we've seen guys who started at the back for this race now up inside the
even
top
Thunder.
Yeah, the 25 started in 32nd, and now he's up to 12th. And trying to put pressure on the 88. He won here last season, so not out of the ordinary to see him doing good at this track. Now up to 11, trying to crack the top 10. Loading moved up to second, but he still cannot find more time on the 13. as he pulls away from Arthur right there with a great corner. As Truexpan now has to settle for 9th, ahead of the 88. Loading gets a pretty good exit right there, has a little bit of a run on the 13. Has cut the gap down to about a 10th. And really has shown that he is a great long run car in that 33.
He's got a lot of speed. He's really just got to continue it.
But look at the 23. Arthur is also right in the back bumper right there. The leaders have closed in on the 13. I think the 13 might have had the better short run car, but he is getting burnt on the long runs. As we see here. Looks like a little stack up there that 11 might have ran to the back of the 23 a little bit. Now down the back stretch. Looks like Quad Kid Boy with big damage right there. Something's amiss on his car right there, as he has a lot of side damage. Who pinged me in race stage? Can you check, Matthew?
It was Slinky. He's asking where he's at.
I'm not gonna tell him.
But I think he's like upper teens, lower 20s. He's been running there the entire race.
But anywho, still the exact same top 5. And it looks like Truexpan has been shuffled even further back through the field. And yes, he's still on the outside. Truexpan finally having a clearing, but now the 88, 25, and 8 have cracked inside the top 10.
I think it's too late. He's gonna have to pit or wait for the next
Oh,
stops. There it is. That's
right
the
there.
strategy,
23 comes in.
which makes sense. They pitted, or the last caution was about that many laps ago.
And
The
Commander
last
Rick
pit
comes in
stop
as well.
cycle.
So does Landon, who was involved in that crash that has caused the first and only caution of the race.
I knew
so
the pit
far.
cycle was gonna start sometime soon, and there it is.
25 comes in along with his teammate Sean Ard. The 8 stays out. As a 33 comes in. And the 13 has actually stayed out, so he's going to lose a lot of positions once we finish this cycle off. See, loading into his stall. Pretty good stop for him. And now the rest of the field is on pit road, so we'll have to see where things cycle out. As Beal comes in just ahead of Gaming Freak. Gaming Freak had a slam on the brakes there. As Arthur, I think, will take the lead back. And he will. So 23 goes to the lead.
23 really has a fast car. It's really showing, I mean, all around speed. Not even just a long run and short run car, just full on around, all around.
For sure. And Zevel, his boss, is now into second. As we're finishing the last few cars going into the pits.
A couple of them are slower cars, but they haven't been really in the way.
now you can see the start of Patrick Starr losing positions as now he pitted late. As you see Thunder trying to get by Sean Ard. Almost puts him into the fence. But he will get the position there. Patrick Starr comes out ahead of the 25. As Brick, I think, he was the first one to pit. He was one of the first cars to pit really early. Now he's up inside the top 10 because of that. Really good
telling you,
strategy call by the
short
two.
pitting works.
It does work unless you're, oh, one car on the wall hard there. That was the 17.
Oh, that's not good for Max Molina. I mean, was having a really good run early on, and now is just starting to fall apart.
But yeah, like I was mentioning, some of those cars that that were pitted have really gotten track position, but can they hold on to it with the difference in tires?
I mean, in most situations, if it's 1 or 2 laps, you'll be slower for about 1 or 2 laps. It's just a case of, will it last?
You see Arthur now trying to pass Brandon Beal. Beal will give him the inside.
On the backstretch, they'll be side by side.
Now Zevel in second. Arthur is able to pass Beal and put him 1 lap down. And Jessica actually is a lap down. So
Beal has not had a good run. I mean, was involved in that wreck. Just trying to limp around to the end.
Yep, just log laps. That's the goal for that team right now. And now the last car on the lead lap is Deuce Castroneves, who had a lot of damage earlier on. But now the 47, there's a lot more cars a lap down than I expected now. Right now, 27 cars on the lead lap. And the 47 being the last car on the lead lap. Jessica, I think, has a faster car than the leaders and can unlap herself.
It's just, you don't want to be too aggressive with those leaders. That's the only thing that would concern me. I mean, if you have a faster car, go ahead and pass them. But, I mean, Jessica's starting to catch her teammate. So, I mean, I wouldn't want to hold him up.
I will have to see how that works, as Truxpan got very close to the back bumper of Landon there. Now he pulls to the inside. That's for 17th. Truxpan fell back a lot of positions, was in the top 5 at one point, now is just barely inside the top 20.
It's just getting freight trained around the top. So, I mean, he's just not having a good run anymore, and that's how quick a run can really just turn upside down. As you see, Michael Cormetis found his way up into the top 10.
And I think that was because Max Molina has really that car is just not handling the way he wanted it to for today's race. After getting to the wall, especially. Now here comes Sean Ard to the inside of the 25 there.
Battling his teammate.
Thunder into the wall
in the wall.
A little bit.
I don't know if that was caused by his teammate or just trying to stick around on the top. But I don't know. He's probably just going to let it slide. Has a fast enough car.
And back up to the front here. Brandon Beal has not left the 23 sites.
You really see the 23 is just, I mean, not really that easily able to pull away from Beal, but Beal isn't really putting up much of a fight, so.
The thing is, you really can't because of how badly damaged that car is. And now Jessica putting pressure to the 33 here.
Once Red gets up to him, what's going to happen there?
I think Arthur has the fastest car in this run right now. He's been pulling away from Zebel lap by lap. So really, I'd say this 23 has the car to beat right now. But obviously, it's Darlington. Things can change, as we've seen before. As Commander Brick, those tires are finally starting to get to him as he's now being passed by the 97, the 12, and the 25. That's like I said, those tires by short pitting, they'll make a huge difference longer in the run, and it really did. Now 23 expands his gap to almost 2 seconds on the 74.
We're getting close to halfway, so just on heads up.
Yeah, couple laps.
How many laps? What lap is that on?
92. So 1 lap.
Okay.
I used the calculator. You don't have to.
No, I know.
It looks like Beal's starting to catch a little bit.
Well, he's just been maintaining the same gap, really. And I think
Yeah.
that's because he has slower horsepower, which allows him to get higher speeds in the corners. But I don't think he's trying to pass the 23. I think he's just trying to stay right behind him and just wait for a caution and get the free pass. But he's got to watch out because Jessica is also on the move. Just kind of struggling to get around this 33, but she's trying to get her lap back. As the 33 is actually catching the 74 here. That's Jessica's teammate. Now, we had just passed the halfway mark.
Arthur's really got a good lead right here. And Legends has found his way to 4th.
Yup, off of pit cycles and... Oh, 91 going slow in the front stretch.
Oh.
It's got a problem.
That
91 has a problem, and it is a fuel system that has failed the 91.
might be a little bit of karma for him. People are not happy with him. And now
Yeah,
he's having some bad luck.
and as long as he doesn't stop, there will be no yellow. And the green flag will continue. Looks like he's going to be able to make it back to pit road. But yeah, the 91, who is running inside the top 5 early, is now in trouble. And now they catch up to Nickname, who also short pitted. That is now in front of the 97 here. And look who is right behind the 11 here. The 13 of Patrick Starr, who was, I think, one of the last cars to pit inside the top 5.
He's also had one of the best long run cars. So having fresher tires in the long run car is going to really benefit him.
Definitely.
But I think in the next 10 laps, we're probably going to get another pit stop. So he's going to want to gain as much position and then maybe pit a little bit earlier.
I think this 33 is actually catching the 23 slowly here. But I don't think it'll be enough coming when we come to the next cycle. See Commander Brick continuing to fall behind those guys ahead of him. Saw the 91 on pit road there, repairing that damage. As loading is cut the gap down by about a 10th. Jessica's still looking for a way around this 33. Hasn't been able to find the speed and has not been close enough to get around 33. But I think she can just wait because they're both catching the 23 and the 47, which Jessica needs to beat for the free pass.
Yeah, and even then, she's not always guaranteed a caution right here. I mean, it could obviously happen any second now, but it's really just a game of chess at this point.
Definitely. Coming to 84 laps to go once they cross the stripe this time. I definitely think that the possibility of caution is still a lot, considering
Yeah,
what we've
this
seen on the pit cycle.
definitely a higher chance, especially if maybe Beal ended up hitting the wall and was a bit slower. That would definitely affect it.
But the 33 has really cut that gap down. He is hauling the mail on this 23. Not a little lap he wanted that time around, but really overall has just been gaining a lot of time. Helicopter, helicopter. Sorry, I had to do that after I saw the helicopters in the background. But anyway, back to racing. So yeah, Jessica, I think, can really just stay behind the 33 right now, as the 47 is staying behind the 23. But he's really got to pick the pace up, because look at the 33. Here he comes, and once the 33 passes the 47, then the 77 is gonna pass him. So I think Beal's really gonna try to unlap himself here. Even Zevel is slowly catching the leaders as well, even though he was falling back a little bit ago. I think he might have been saving his stuff up for the long run. See Loading taking a peek down low there, trying to pass the 47. That's the only car separating him and the 23, as mentioned before. So now he goes down to the inside. Beal slams the door. I think the 33 is going to be able to make the move stick this time around. Coming down the front straightaway as he goes low. Jessica will follow him. And now Jessica will pass Beal and is now in the free pass position. But look at the 33. He makes up a lot of time in the middle of the corner right there, and even on exit. He might even make the move down to 3 here. He peaked low, but could not get to the inside. Now we have 80 laps to go. Still a lot of time in this race, and a lot could be decided. But when will Jessica make the move on Loading? Because she's been trying to pass this 33 for a while now, as the 33 has been trying to pass the 23. '33 has cut the gap down to under a tenth.
I feel like the big thing is Arthur is just maybe a little bit slower on this run right now, but I think Jessica might want to start making some moves here. I mean, she's not going to be guaranteed a caution. I think that you really want to maybe try to get on the lead lap or just wait for the pit cycle, because it's probably going to be in the next 4 laps, if I were to guess.
We'll see how the tire wear is doing right now. I think so, because they're coming to about 4 seconds of fall off.
Yeah, and the last pit stops were about lap 70, about a 30 lap run.
Loading looks inside once again. Just had the run, but couldn't do it. Corner shortened up really quick for him. I think he's got a decent run down the front stretch here. I think he might be able to make his move. And he's peaking low. Cannot go down low. There's a 23 once again. Slams the door shut. I think Loading definitely has a faster car in the long run.
Yeah, I think
Arthur,
Loading and Jessica both have faster cars.
I think as
And
long as Loading...
look who's gaining on all of this. Zevel. Oh,
Arthur comes to pit road.
is Zevel pitting? No,
Legends pits.
Legends is.
The 2 comes in as well, on the same strategy he was before, as he's been short pitting.
That short pit strategy really works, and I'm surprised we're not seeing more drivers go for that.
Nickname comes in. He also
That's
used
gonna
that
help
short
Nickname.
strategy.
It may not get Nickname all the way out to the lead, but it will help Nickname find his way maybe a bit higher than where he was.
Loading
That's
pits.
how Zevel was pitting.
The 77 and the 47 stay out.
Still don't like that decision.
Now 17, the 25, and the 81 come in. The 3 and the 54, as long with the 12, the 97, the 68, and the 19 have stayed out. Both the 19 and the 68 are lap down. To my knowledge, at least. And Jessica comes to pit road.
Field does not. Field could have. Just
I think the
didn't.
rest of the field comes in this time. No, the 19 stays out. The lap cars still stay out. And Fnatic and Mark stay out as well. So does Slinky and
There's
Fern.
Slinky. I was gonna talk about his car, but
Yeah, go ahead.
of course Slinky. I mean he has Quick Trip on the side, really funding that car. Jarrett Favre, pretty sure. I mean he might correct me on this, but pretty sure the nephew maybe of Brett Favre, the former Packers quarterback.
Oh,
Over the radio this entire race, he's been asking on updates of scores, and he's pitting now. So, I mean, maybe it's working. I mean, he's been running pretty good for how his season's gone.
let's see if overpitting
Whoa, that was
will get
close.
advantage on him. And yeah, Quad Kid Boy is very slow. He's got to pit this time. Oh, he's gonna have loading. Oh wow!
Oh my god.
And loading still stuck behind the 78. The 78 is gonna come pit road finally. But yeah, that really held up the 33. That's gonna be huge. As the 23 will extend his gap in the lead. The Zevel and Gaming Freak battle right there. Jessica going by. I think Jessica is also a lap down once again. And yes, she is. 91 is back on track, but I believe he is multiple laps down. And yes, he is 3 laps down. As now Arthur is back in the lead. Really, Arthur has just been dominant in this race. 23 has really just been unstoppable for the most part. Slinky comes out of pit road and is a lap down. Comes out just in front of Gaming Freak there. And loading goes by the lap machine of Craig Popkris. I think Craig is on a different cycle now that because of his fuel system failure, which made him pit earlier than he would have liked to. Now 24 cars in the lead lap. Outlaw is now the first car 1 lap down.
There goes Red trying to pass Popkris.
And
Quickly gets around them.
many other cars also passing Popkris there.
The problem with the top and 1 and 2, I mean, just no speed up there. And Gaming Freak's gonna get around them.
So does Brick. Outlaw, who is also lap down, will go by.
So used to the paint schemes that Brick runs. It keeps throwing me off whenever I see his paint scheme.
I honestly like it.
I like it, but it keeps throwing me off with the RCR font.
Now loading in second. Legends is in third. Legends trying to be the first multi-time winner of the season. We've had 11 different winners this season. Legends trying to break that streak, get his second win this season here at Darlington, as well as Zevel. He's also in the top 10. Or top
Loading
5.
is trying to continue that streak. So is Arthur.
And not to mention, Loading is a rookie, and we've seen a lot of rookies in the rookie class this season win. So,
Seems like if you're a rookie this season, it's really good.
well, I think it might also be because the rookie class is just really that stacked. But
Yeah, I mean, the rookies this season have really, some of them have done better than some of the drivers on their respective teams.
Loading, I think, has been really one driver to watch over the entire season. Has had some really fast pace at some points.
He's been quietly consistent.
Just hasn't had the luck to win races.
A couple drivers in multiple series being quietly consistent. Loading's one of them. I mean, you never really notice him, but he finds a way.
Looking at the point standings after Dega, Loading was actually 25th, so he needs a result like this to try and get into the chase.
And he's not necessarily the driver that we've all thought that he would win a race, but he's definitely one that we know he can win a race.
And right behind him, Legend's one of the most consistent drivers all season. Obviously, I think he deserves to have won at least multiple races this season.
There's been so many races that just got away in the closing laps. The biggest one that I can think of is definitely Knoxville, but that win at Talladega was really emotional for him, and he really was stoked, ecstatic for that win.
And also, he's also come close at other tracks like Auto Club, Michigan. Just hasn't was just really didn't have the luck to win those races, but when he really had the pace that to. But obviously, it's been such a great season for the 5, and hopefully he can carry that through the chase. As he sits third in the point standings with the most top 10s this season with 7. So if he were to finish where he is right now, he'd have 8. As looks like the battle for the lead is heating up as Loading has caught up to Arthur once again.
Definitely has the better car. I mean, you can tell.
But it's a matter of when the 33 can pass him.
And I think it's going to be at least 1 or 2 pit stops left in this race. The last stops will run around maybe 106.
He's right there.
Maybe one. I mean, the last few stops were run around maybe 106, 110.
Oh, side by side for the
As
lead.
the battle heats up, so I think they're going to maybe go until maybe 140 and then have to pit one more time.
Loading takes the lead. And Arthur, really, we mentioned how he has such a dominant car in the race in that last cycle. I think his car is kind of fading away now. When the leaders cross the line this time by, it'll be 60 to go. Surprised to say that we've only had one caution this race, and the rest of the way it's been green flag racing. But that can change in one simple accident as well.
Looks like Slinky's going to try to unlap himself eventually. I mean, he's got to get past Legends. That's a teammate. I don't think he wants to slow down a teammate.
Yep.
But yeah, I know he doesn't want to finish a lap down.
But right now, he doesn't really have to pass the 5 because right now he is the first car 1 lap down.
That's also if we get a caution.
But if it does go green, that would not be good for the 21. Still struggling to pass the 5 as the 33 has the lead on lap 126. I think Arthur's starting to close back in, though. 23 is not out of it yet.
Yeah, but I
still trying to unlap himself.
I think Loading just has a better car than Arthur. I mean, it's really apparent right here.
But we know how experienced of a driver Arthur is in against really an inexperienced driver in Loading. Loading might have the better car, but he does not have the experience that Arthur has. And really, I think that's what is bringing Arthur to this position right now. Looks like he gave up some time right there. As you see, Zevel is reeling the 5 in.
And that's really the big thing about a battle going on. But does Zevel just get impatient with the 21 here, knowing he's a lap car? I mean, you would definitely not want to fight with him, or is he maybe going to try to help his teammate?
Well, I don't really think Zevel. I don't think Slinky's really trying to battle Legends, but they're not really battling for right now. But I think Zevel's gonna try and pass him eventually.
I think Zevel's going to push him into battling.
Oh, I think he got into him a little bit there.
It was the air. I mean, the air really matters. But I think Zevel's going to try to push Slinky into battling.
Arthur still behind by about 2/10 of a second. Oh, one to the wall. That's burned down.
Oh,
Burned down to the wall hard. Going very slowly. He'll be right in front of the leaders. And I think they will all get through with no issues. But yeah, the
we're going to
55
get down.
The 55 goes into the wall hard.
He rode the wall for a while, so I mean, it's going to take a minute. He's going to have to get down.
I think he's going to continue here.
I don't think he can get down, but that's too much damage to continue.
Oh, one car in. That's the 91. I
Oh,
think
that's
he was also
Popkris.
involved in that incident.
Was there a wreck or something?
Oh, I
Did he
heard
just get
a loud
turned?
thud. I heard a loud thud into turn 3. Let's see what happened.
Would have been a separate incident, maybe.
Oh, no, it was the same
Oh,
incident. Looks
same
like
thing. Did
the
Zach get in?
55 just
Oh,
dove into the corner and just
looks
took
like
the 91 with
Popkris
him.
might have slowed down a little bit.
Well, no, but the 55, well, the 91 was just holding his line. The 55 just went into the corner. I don't think the just dove down to the inside of him in the corner. I don't think the 91 was expecting that. I don't think he's really at fault there.
Something
But
if
the
broke a bird's
55,
car or something? I mean, that's very unusual to go straight like that.
well, I don't think anything broke because he's doing fine right now. But yeah, I think that was just a
pretty odd.
driver error. I think that was just a driver error there from the 55. But we stay green. Arthur now getting held up by Slinky as he goes by the 23. Now the
Slinky
21
is a fast car now.
but he's a lap car.
He is a lap car, but he has a fast car, so he might be able to get off the lead lap.
On lead lap.
Yeah, you know what I meant. Vince Welch moment, shut up. They're gonna pit in these next couple of laps, I'm telling you.
Look at the run the 21 has now. And into the corner, he's gonna get the 33. Here comes the 23.
Oh.
And the Arthur gets the lead back.
And Arthur was probably watching that. He's probably thanking Slinky for pushing Arthur up the track. Or pushing Loading up the track, my bad.
But now, Loading still has the better car. Can he get the lead back? That's Slinky making that move on him at the bad time, and then Arthur getting the lead. That's really gonna hurt Loading.
But yeah, in like 5 laps, you're gonna start pit stops, so it's not gonna matter as much. And look at Slinky pulling away. Oh my god.
Well, he is on fresher tires after the last pit cycle.
Yeah.
In all fairness.
But I don't think it was the best strategy, but you know, it works. Might get him to the end, honestly. That's probably what their strategy is.
He's at least on the lead lap now, as 24 cars on the lead lap.
I think I've cracked their strategy. I think they're trying to get all the way to the end. With just one more stop on lap 45. 145 maybe.
They're getting around 30-second lap times. So I can definitely see it. Looks like the 33 really got a good rotation through the corner there. And he's right on the back bumper of the 23 once again. The 33 really has the best car in this race so far.
He really does. He's gonna
on
have to
this
find
run.
a way to get it back around them.
He's got to run now. He's going to keep staying behind him. It's only a matter of time when we figure out when the 33 passes the 23. It's like no run down the front stretch. And
Legends getting
being
freight train.
passed by Red and now being passed by Zeble. And maybe
Jessica.
passed by the 13.
Maybe Patrick Star.
Well,
Yeah,
Jessica's
he's
on
gonna
the
be
lap.
Patrick Star's gonna be there. He's gonna be able to get around them. They're definitely starting to slow down.
Yeah, now 31-second lap times. The leaders are going on.
Loading is really, after the halfway mark, has become a favorite to win this race.
Well, the question is, can he get around the 23? We know the 23 strategy. I think Loading is going to play the same overcut strategy to get on those pressure tires. I mean, he's not going to lose that much track position. But I think he's got to run now. And he might look low, but he's going to stay behind. Patrick Starr has made his way up inside the top 5. Legends falls down to 6th. And now Burnt down back to the bumper of Red there. Yes, he was just in the wall. Now, 44 laps to go.
Yeah, I think Loading might just be waiting for the pit strategies. Waiting to have better tires again. Both of their tires are basically messed up.
You saw he looked low there.
Yeah, but I think he probably thought about how close pit stops are and doesn't want to risk it just in case the 23 pits at a different time.
Battle for the lead still raging on right there. Yeah, they're definitely going to pit in the next few laps. Here comes the 33 making the move on the 23. He's going to pit.
No, yeah, I knew it was gonna
Oh,
happen.
both of
This
them
might
pit.
catapult.
Both of them
Oh,
pit. The 23
that was
reacted.
a.
Well, the 23 reacted to the 33 faking him out and then really made a late entrance on a pit road. But
I
wow,
think the
what a call.
23. I think the 23 was probably gonna stay out, but then saw the 33 was pitting and knew he had to go in. Look at Thunder
Yeah,
making a
look
pit
at
stop.
a lot of the top 10 reacted to that strategy and just came in with these leaders. Like and that was what a call by the 23 though. Really just saw
I
the
mean,
33 go down pit road and knew he was faking it and when he
did
did
the
fake it, he
33
went
go
down
for
with him.
2 tires?
I'm not sure. I think he went for 4. There's no
He
way he
had
went
to
for 2.
have. Had to have. There's no way on earth I would go for 2 at Darlington,
Not at this stage, no.
especially at Darlington. Especially left sides. I would never want left sides here.
Looks like Red beats the 13 out of pit road. Legends in front of the 25. They come off pit road right there. And the 23 will still maintain the lead, but the question is, can he hold on to his moth pits?
I don't think Arthur has the fastest car though. I think it still belongs to Loading. This
But
might be a mad dash to the end.
look at this, they're catching to the 78, and the 78's really slow.
Oh,
Oh, look at this, here comes the 33. But I think the 78's gonna come in this time, so they're gonna have to slow down here. Yes, he does. They let him come in. And now Arthur pulling away once again. But look at Patrick Starr, the run he has. He might try and get around Loading here.
can he get there? He will.
He goes
But
to
not
the
quite.
inside.
It might get. Loading's gonna get in the wall here. If not, it's gonna be really close.
Oh, he got
He
close
kind of
there.
tapped it. He got into it a little.
No, he missed it. But Patrick Starr into second.
No, it's like the quarter panel hit it. That was about it.
The
Just when
rest,
I thought Loading had the best car on the track, Patrick Starr again proves me wrong.
Patrick Starr, he's really been quietly consistent and really been running around in at near the end of the top 10 in the point standings.
Props to him. I mean, he's had a really good car all day. Just we haven't mentioned him a lot, but he's been up there.
That throwback looks very nice on him too.
Yeah, must be giving him some speed.
Oh, Loading might do a crossover on the 13. He's gonna go low. Here comes the 33 to the inside. The 13 way up the
Gotta be
racetrack. He's
careful.
almost to the
Oh,
fence. I don't know how he kept it out of the fence there.
might have had a small tap, but I don't see any sparks. I don't see any damage.
But now the 33 gets back by the 13 and can chase after the 23.
And all three of these cars in the top three have a 3 in the number. What a coincidence.
Look at this, the 13 once again going by the 33 here. This battle's gonna keep on going.
They are barely keeping it off the wall. I'm surprised they haven't slammed the wall by now. Driving the wheels off those cars.
Oh, look at this. They caught the
Earn, he's a bit
55.
slower.
He's
Gotta
holding
be
up the
careful
23.
against
Here
him.
comes the 13.
We know what happened last time with the slower lapped car. We gotta be careful here.
But looks like they go by him with no issues.
That's what we said last time. Oh, Vern kind of hit the wall again.
Doesn't matter though. The 23 is still leading. "35 laps to go." Patrick Starr looking low on the 23. He's gonna get there. Right next to the corner panel. Arthur running up top, almost into the wall. Loading goes to second. Patrick Starr takes the lead. Here comes Red and Legends.
Quite some luck. I mean, this is turned from single file racing to one of the best battles we're gonna see all season.
And now the 23 just went from first to I think fifth.
And look who's found his way into the top 10. We have not talked about him all race. Look at Nicky.
Yeah, really, he hasn't been up front this much.
Not seen him on that leaderboard the entire race, and now here he is in 6th.
Here comes the 33 trying to take the lead back away from the 13. The 33 backs off. He's going to try and get the crossover. He's going to go low, side by side, door to door, through the turn 2. Patrick Starr runs out of room. Loading takes the lead.
Keeps it off the wall, and I mean, there's more proof that they've just been driving the wheels off those cars.
And Legends goes to third. Red slips back to fourth. Now fifth as he loses the spot to Arthur.
Zach got around Nicky. Oh, wait, no, Zach is a lap car. My bad.
Yep. Now Byrne trying to unlap himself as well.
He's going to slow up Legends a little bit. Legends can keep it off the wall. Looks like these cars are really starting to handle better now that we're really getting into a longer run where the track is more rubbered out. So now just the extreme top where you're right up against the wall has a bunch of marbles in it.
I think these drivers are actually taking more sense into themselves to lift when they're on that outside because they know they're going to get into the wall.
Yeah, they've seen how this race has played out.
So it looks like we have more lap traffic just to have our leaders. See Landon right there in that mix.
I think Loading is going to try to get to them as slow as possible.
30
But
to go.
fast enough to keep the lead, you know? I mean,
Oh,
you
the
really
lap
want to have...
cars are
Oh,
battling.
there's other side. This is going to end terribly. Maybe
Loading.
not.
Loading's going to go by the 91. Now he has to get around the 63.
And he's got to do it in such a way where the 13 does not pass him.
Oh, but the 13's catching up to him now. The 63 is not doing favors for the 33 at all. Here comes the 13. Got a big run on the 33. They both go by the lap car.
And this is a very nerve-wracking battle for loading.
Very nerve-wracking battle in general, just to see who comes out on top. The 13 has a run of the 33. Looking low. Can he make up the time? He has burned the lapper just behind him. I think they're going to pit one more time in this race. Patrick Starr washed up the track, tries to get a crossover, get a better run off of turn 4. He's going to get it. I don't think he's going to have enough time to make a move down to 1. Loading's going to keep the lead. But Patrick Starr is right there. And right in the tire tracks of the 33. Loading.
It's really going to be an intense battle once we get to the last couple of laps. I mean, I don't even know if we're going to have another stop because, I mean, on a time where I would normally think they would make a pit stop, it would be about 10 laps to go, and I don't think you want to pit that late.
But they're already getting a second of tire fall off, so I definitely see them coming to pit road with about 15 to go, maybe.
15, 10 to go. It's going to really be a nail biter.
To say the least, yes. Especially with how they're catching up to another lap car. That's Max Molina, the 17. And he right now is the last car on the lead lap. In 22nd place. Let's see. 24 laps to go. Will it be the 13 or will it be the 33? We still have one more pit cycle to determine the winner.
It's really going to come down to these two cars. I mean, with how we saw them racing after that one pit cycle, it's gonna really show how aggressive they can be, and that's definitely gonna be the race for the win.
The 33 pulling away from the 13. I think it's going to come down to one final pit cycle to determine the winner of this race. It could even come down to an overtime or a late caution to determine the winner of this race. We never know.
I mean, we could always have a caution right on the pit cycle, which is definitely not what the leaders want to see. But I mean, they would love pit cycle.
Loading once again gets a better exit than Patrick Starr off of turn 4.
Definitely better on the long run, but I think Patrick Starr is better on a short run, which would definitely help him if they do have a later pit stop.
20 to go next time by. I mean, what a race it's been for both of these drivers, the 13 and the 33. They've just been absolutely on rails today.
Two really quiet drivers. I mean, I never expected them to be up front at Darlington, especially loading. I mean, a rookie. You don't typically see a rookie doing good at Darlington, but here we are, two of them in the top 5. Because Nikki, who's last mentioned, it was in 7th, is in 4th. That mellow yellow 87.
And taking a look at the rest of the top 10, it's really amazing to see that Penske's doing well today, despite how bad their season has been. Like the 12 and the 2 are running in 9th and 10th.
been better if they could have the 22 up front, but he was involved in that one wreck, and I mean, he might be fine, but it's really going to be a big case of what's going to happen. For
13.
this win, is what I'm saying.
13 is still looking for a way around the 33. I think the 12 has gotten by his team, by his boss. And yes, oh, actually, the 2's coming to pit road.
That's definitely a good strategy. Has anybody else pitted in front of him, or is he the
No.
first one?
He's the only one. Oh, Pendrick comes to pit road as well.
Might be a race-winning strategy for what's his name? Brick.
Oh, loading comes in.
Try to counter.
Oh, the 25
Oh.
on the wall. And, and he
Oh.
gets hit again. Huge crash.
And
Coming
we
to
knew that could happen.
the
Oh my God! Upside
That's
down.
12.
And we were just talking about how it was a good race for Penske, and now they have a car upside down, probably on fire.
And the caution is out.
They definitely did not want to see that.
And the 25 who won last season and was having a good race today is now junked.
And that's just some bad luck. And I can definitely feel for Thunder. I mean, no idea what happened, but
Take a look at it now.
might have been
What's
a call coming up. It's not the 91. No,
Oh,
it
what's
was.
the
It
91?
was. He was going up while Thunder was going down. All a big racing incident. Thunder was trying to pit. Pop Chris was trying to merge on. And I can't really put any blame on either of them.
Yeah, we have to take a different angle of that.
Both trying to go to basically the same spot on the racetrack.
Yeah, really, I think just the 91 coming off pit road and the 25 trying to come to pit road and
Acted into the wall. Sucks for him. Had a really good race car. Was in the top 10. Was in the top 10 almost the entire race.
then he gets hit by the 12 and the 8. Just nowhere for those guys to go, and the 12 gets
The
rolled
nickname.
upside down.
Yeah.
And then he gets hit by Pavo.
That's unfortunate. Late in this race, you don't want to see that happen, and might trap a couple guys in the lap down.
Just wrong place, wrong time for those guys.
Yeah, I don't think Mike knew. The spotter probably said something, but he probably maybe misjudged it a little. Probably thought that Pavo was a bit further back.
And so now that brings out the second caution of the day, and like we mentioned, it's a late one. And that happened right as the 33 was coming on a pit road, so this is really gonna hurt him.
This is really gonna ensure everybody good to the end, I believe. Gonna have about 30-ish, no, 20 laps to go, less than that. This ensures everybody to the end. It'll be interesting to see who's in the lead.
And I think the Molina loading, and if they're still in the lead lap, they're gonna get the Molina's a lap down, but if loading's still in the lead lap after when that caution came out, he's still gonna be in the lead.
I think he might be the leader. I mean, I don't think the leaders got to him by the time the caution came out. It's just his box. The placement of his box really does not help him because his box is behind behind the line. And I know Commander Brick. I think he might be. I think he might be stuck.
Well, if they do stay out under this yellow flag, if the lap
Which
cars do, they will get
they
the waiver
honestly
out.
should. The ones that went in should stay out. It would be the most logical, in my opinion. I mean, they just pitted, so they'll be fine. Most of these laps are under caution. That's not going to affect them that much.
87 going by the 5 there.
Outlaw's out of the race. Mikey's out of the race.
So now I think it's gonna come down to crunch time in this final restart.
This is where you cannot make a single mistake. Gonna have maybe 14 to go. Or 10 to go. I did that math way wrong in my head. Can't imagine them pacing for much longer.
And I think that, yeah, those guys stayed out, so they will get the waiver round. I think Loading is going to be the leader once again.
Yeah, that is amazing luck for him. I mean, hats off to those guys. I mean, completely out of their control, but even then, they're going to take what is completely out of their control. The only thing is, can they fight off Pendre? We know Pendre has a fast car. Haven't seen it much.
Trey is not in lead
Oh wait, no
lap.
Pendre. Oh yeah. Can they fight off Patrick Starr? We know how battle. We know the outside lane had a better restart on the last one, but the only thing that concerns me, you know the saying, cautions breed
Breed cautions.
cautions. And at Darlington, especially because it's the lady in black, it definitely happens.
And we're just going to have to see when it does for this last restart.
We know how hard to tame this track is.
And next time by will be the one to go.
This is going to be for all the marbles. I mean, you definitely want to win the Southern 500. I mean, it's a huge crown jewel to win.
And now we take the one to go. And I think this is going to be such a nervous restart for
Big thing is, it's going to be 11 to go.
Yep. And pace car actually automatically did that one to go sign. Now lead lap cars will go by the lappers.
There are a lot of lappers.
Or, yeah, lead lappers, I think you meant. But yes.
Well, there are a lot of lappers.
So they'll catch up to the rest of the field once again.
Then we'll go double file on the back straight. And actually, tend to go restart.
And
Actually, no, I was right. 11 to go.
yep, it'll be 11 to go. Lap 173 out of 184. Let's crown a winner here in Darlington.
Will we get a late caution again? Will we get a nice green flag battle? Here they
Or
go.
will we see a wreck? Here we go, back to the green flag. And Patrick Starr gets the better jump.
And it's going to have to be loading, racing his life down to this track.
And Nicky is into third. What pressure will he put on the 33?
Oh, he's going to put a lot of pressure on him. He knows what this means, and he knows what a second win of the season can mean.
Patrick Starr and loading, looking for their first.
I mean, you have 3 young drivers in the top 3. You see Mark making a pass on Legends.
Yup, and now the 54, the 5 fall back, the 5's to the wall. Can he find a way to get down low? Think he can get ahead of the 88 here. He does. Now the battle for second ramps up. The 2 has a problem.
And
He's
I
on
think
pit
the pass
road.
might have been made for second.
And it was. Nicky's into second. Loading falls back to 5th. And Zevel's into 3rd. Mark's into 4th.
Can Nicky get up to the 13? This is very resemblant of that battle that we saw in the truck series between Ginger and Connor.
Definitely. As we come to the closing laps. Does
I think
Nicky
it's
have anything for this 13?
I think if he gets up to him, it's going to be close. And look at Zevel. He's got a really fast car right now.
I think if Zevel tries to pass the 87, it's only going to make his chances of winning slimmer as well as the 87's chances.
Yeah, if Zevel goes for the pass, then their race is their chance to win is over. I mean, a chance at second maybe, but in all honesty, you want to go for the win.
Look at that corner by the 87. Loading into
Oh,
the
he's gonna
fence.
be there. He's gonna get to him. It's just, can he get there at the right time?
Nicky is right there. Trying to be the first driver this season to get 2 wins in the season. Here he comes. Side by side with the lead. 5 to go. Nicky takes
He's gonna
the lead.
clear him.
Here comes Zevel.
That's gonna help Nicky. Can he get the win?
Patrick Starr is still fighting Zevel. This is only going to allow the 87 to pull away.
And with 5 to go, I don't think you want to be in a battle like this. And look at Mark. He's starting to fight.
If
This
Nicky
is only
can't
going to help Nicky more.
But this race is still not over yet. Coming to 4 to go. Can Zevel make a late charge? Or will Mark try and pass him?
If anything, I don't think anybody saw a rookie being the first driver to win multiple races in a season.
But, Matthew, the race is not over yet.
I
We still
know,
have
but
4
we
laps to
know
go.
how.
And here comes the 3. That might be it right there.
Yeah, that might lick the stamp and seal it.
Look at Deuce Castroneves. He was a lap down at one point and is now inside the top 5. As Mark continues to battle Zevel, Nicky only has to make 2, 3 more laps as Mark clears for second.
And look at Loading trying to make his way back up. Not gonna get to the lead, but at least trying to contend for a top
He
3.
slides up right in front of Zevel.
At least gonna try to contend for a good spot.
2 laps to go for the 87. Patrick Starr and Loading looked like the ones who were going to fight it out for the win. But coming to the white flag, it is all the 87.
And driving for a struggling AAR to be the only driver with a win on that team, and now gonna get a second, that's really got to be encouraging for that entire team.
White flag. Mark trying to do everything that he can. Just will run out of time. Down the backstretch for the final time comes the 87. And through turns 3 and 4, Mark trying to make one final rally, but it's not going to be enough. Welcome to Victory Lane for the second time this season. Nicky wins at Darlington.
And what a finish for him. I mean, in that Kyle Petty throwback, I mean, nobody thought he would win this race come halfway. I mean, he was out mid-pack, and then he just started to find his way up front.
And so Nicky wins the race at Darlington. What a race it was. Now only 3 races left. Well, after next week, 3 races left in the chase. Or 3 races left before the chase. So Nicky wins. And we'll see you next week for another Crown Jewel race. And that will be the Fate to 600.